Again, today's Russian Spacewalk 58 will be conducted by Commander Sergei Prokopyev and Flight Engineer Dmitry Petelin, both of Roscosmos. The duo will exit the Poise module just in a few minutes from now, probably about 10 to 15 minutes, currently scheduled for 10:55, but again, the duo is running about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. The primary objectives of the spacewalk are to remove restraints and deploy the previously installed radiator and to integrate the coolant fill radiator hydraulic loops to finish outfitting the Naúka module. After the duo has manually opened the coolant loops, they will make sure that the integration of the hydraulic loops into the thermal control system, is fully working. And while waiting on that work to fully evolve, the duo will head over to the European robotic arm and install 2 gap spanners. The radiator on the Naúka module was previously installed on the April 19th Russian spacewalk, or RSEVA 56. They moved it from the Rosviet module over to Naúka, and today we're looking to fully deploy the radiator. Once the duo exits the airlock today, you'll see Sergei Prokopyev as EV1, or extravehicular crew member 1, and he is wearing a Russian Orlan spacesuit with the red stripes, while Dmitry Petelin is EV2, or extravehicular crew member 2, and is wearing a Russian Orlan spacesuit that has blue stripes. This will be the 6th spacewalk of Prokopyev and the 4th for Petelin. We will also get some HECA, or some high-definition camera views from the duo. Prokopyev will be wearing helmet cam 16, and Petelin has helmet cam 22.
So what's the pressure? The pressure is holding stable, 12 millimeters. Copy. MRM2 is not leaking, and you can move over to step Q card 7, step 11, Orlan transition to autonomous power, and start with the cooling. Please put the temperature control handle in position 6 and proceed per the Q card. Okay. Cool down if necessary. All right. On UDSK, Orlan pressure gauge, we have 0.4 and 0.37 for the EV2, and the fan, the lights are on, and we're switching to autonomous power.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're doing live coverage today of the Russian spacewalk 58, and we are currently looking outside of the International Space Station at the Poisk module. You will hear a combination of Russian and English, Russian translated to English during this broadcast. You're hearing currently Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin talking to Mission Control, Moscow, where things are being controlled today. Again, this is the 263rd spacewalk for station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades, the 6th of 2023 and the 4th for Expedition 69. To get a better idea of what we will be looking at today and the crew will be doing outside of the International Space Station, here's an animation.
Russian Spacewalk 58 will be conducted by Sergei Prokopyev, EV-1 in the red stripes, and Dmitry Petelin, EV-2 in the blue stripes. To start the spacewalk, crew will egress the Poisk airlock, turn on the helmet video and lights, and begin translation to the radiator on the Naúka module using Strela 1, a telescopic pole that can be used as a crane to move crew and equipment around. After arriving at the worksite, the pair will work together to release a couple restraints, then fully deploy the radiator. Sergei will then translate nadir to the coolant fluid servicer. Dmitry will have a shorter translation to a nearby radiator interface panel. Sergei and Dmitry will coordinate with each other and Moscow Mission Control to manipulate the necessary manual valves and begin the transfer of coolant to the new radiator. While the radiator completes the coolant transfer, Dmitry will join Sergei at the European Robotic Arm, or ERA, end effector number 2. They'll work together to outfit ERA with a gap spanner using a temporary handrail that allows translation to the boom segment. After retrieving the temporary handrail, crew will translate to ERA's end effector number 1, where they'll repeat the process to install a second gap spanner. Dmitry will then translate back zenith to the radiator interface panel. The team will repeat the coordination from earlier to ensure the coolant fluid servicer has filled the radiator sufficiently. Once complete, they'll translate back to the Poisk airlock via Strela 1, where they'll perform a tool inventory, inspect each other's suits, ingress, and close the hatch, ending Russian Spacewalk 58.
And the cover all-line fluid umbilical connector is covered with the MLI flap. So you did close it with the MLI flap? Yes, yes, correct. The umbilical connectors are closed. And we can move glycer away behind 405 panels. All right, then guys, I am handing you over to Artyom. And good luck with the EVA. I will hear you soon during the repress. Thank you, Dima.
And if you're just joining us, you're hearing current Russian operations inside the Poise module. Before the duo head out of the airlock today, the duo of Prokopiev and Patelin, two cosmonauts who will be completing Russian spacewalk 58. Main objectives for the spacewalk today is deployment of the radiator, which was previously installed on April 19th spacewalk, Russian spacewalk 56. After deployment, the duo will manually turn valves to release coolant into the hydraulic loops. And unlike a U.S. spacewalk, a Russian spacewalk is marked by the time that the crew opens the hatch and closes the hatch. The start time and end time is marked by the opening and closing of the hatch. A U.S. EVA starts when the duo goes onto battery power. So when that is turned on and off for a U.S. EVA, that's the start of the spacewalk. But for a Russian spacewalk, we will be going off the time the hatch is opened.
Artyom, hello. Guys, let's check out that all our equipment is secured, that the suits are secured as well. All right, EV1 suit is secured, EV2 as well.
Дальше смотрим на винты аварийного закрытия, что они вывернуты до упора.
So verify that the screws are unscrewed completely. The loops are looking at each other. And now, guys, get the hatch tool and start opening the hatch. Hold up. Let me hand the tether to...
And as you just heard, the duo have finished G-press, and we are looking for them to open the hatch here shortly.
And I'm ready to take it. Got it. And I'm getting the hatch tool. Copy. The handle is in the operational position. And I'm installing it. To the drive. And I'm starting opening the hatch. I am turning the handle towards position open. Indicated to... Okay. When you see the crack appear, the gap increase, monitor the process. Copy, working with the hatch tool. And I'm working with the pushers. Copy. And we see the gap, but we need to put in a little bit of more force into it. And the EVA has started. Copy. I'm trying to open the hatch cover. I confirm we have opened the hatch a little bit. Copy. And I am secured to panel 201. Copy. And I'm getting the protective ring. All right. Securing it. And we are checking the marks on the protective ring. They are primed. I'm turning the protective ring. Copy. And I'm installing it onto the hatch. The marks are aligned. Copy. I can't secure it. Hold on. Do you want me to move a little bit? Yes. Okay, secured. And I have both marks aligned and in place. The protective ring has been installed. All right, pull on it a little bit, like wiggle it to make sure that it's...
If you're just joining us, we're watching live at the POIS module, waiting on Expedition 69 Commander Sergei Prokopyev and Flight Engineer Dmitry Patelin to exit the hatch. However, just moments ago, at 10:47 a.m. Central Time, we had the official start of the spacewalk today. Again, that is when the hatch was confirmed to be opened. We are now waiting for the duo to exit as they put away protective rings and open the final multi-layered covering for the hatch. Today is the 263rd spacewalk for station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades, the 6th of 2023 and the 4th for Expedition 69. And again, we're moments away from the DO to exit and begin tasks for today's spacewalk.
It's sunrise. I have the tether in place. Adjustable tether is secured as well.
Наблюдатель 1.
Вышел на наружную поверхность.
And we have movement.
One of us is out. Copy.
We see an Orlan suit with the blue stripes. And that's going to be Dmitry Patelin to be the first to exit the POIS module in the hatch today.
On the external surface. And you can both activate the heat exchangers in work. Copy. After you turn it on, please position yourself on STU and you, Sergey, egress the hatch. The heat exchanger is on. The heat exchanger is on for EV2. Copy. Copy. And I'm getting ready.
Да, включены.
They're on.
Готов включить АСТР.
And I am ready to activate flow control valve, turn on the flow control valve adjustment. So O2 1733. Copy.
Пропало это сообщение.
All right, this message disappeared.
Атмосфера у меня 390.
393 atmospheres.
Питание батареи 30.4.
And power for the battery is 30.4. Copy.
Твоя информация, Сергей. Приступай пока к выходу.
Sergey, start egressing.
Да, принято, фиксирую.
Copy. Let me secure myself closer to the hatch.
And if you're just joining us, you're currently seeing a live view outside the POIS module. You see cosmonaut Dmitry Patelin, who has just exited the hatch to begin today's spacewalk.
Everything's fine.
We are currently waiting for cosmonaut Sergei Prokopiev to exit the hatch so the duo can
Copy.
move on to the Naúka module
So can
to
I,
deploy a
turn
radiator
on
as the primary task for today.
STR system for the second one for EV2. You have our go.
Patelin is wearing the Orlan suit with blue stripes. Prokopiev is wearing the Orlan spacesuit with red stripes.
You can activate the flow control adjustment and just check the hot cold switch position. Copy, and we are turning on the STR. Copy. So the handle for hot cold is in the uppermost position. Right. Put it at 0, uppermost position. All right, I have it in the uppermost position on the screen. And if you don't need any help, I'm freeing up this space for you and moving on to STU. Copy. And I'm starting the egressing. I am secured.
We're currently seeing Dmitry Petelin of Roscosmos securing his safety tether to the outside of the Poise module, and we are still waiting on Sergei Prokopyev to exit the Poise module. Once exited, the duo will translate or move over to the Naúka module, where they will begin the primary task for today. The primary task consists of deploying the previously installed radiator on the multi-purpose laboratory module, or Naúka. Once deployed, the duo will turn valves to manually start the flow of coolant inside hydraulic loops into the thermal control system. While that continues, the duo will translate over to the European robotic arm, where they will install 2 gap spanners.
And I will remove the safety for now.
And right behind Dmitry Petelin, we now see some extra legs. That is Sergei Prokopyev, who has now exited the Poise module and securing his safety tether.
And once you're ready, once you are in position, you can turn on the cameras. Sounds good. I am secure to STU, and I'm ready to turn on the camera. Copy. You can turn them on. Turning them on. Copy. They are illuminated. For EV1, both cameras are on. LEDs are illuminated. Copy. For Dmitry, both LEDs are illuminated as well. Great. And we don't really need the lights for now. And we are ready to translate.
Now secured to the Strela 1, the duo is now ready to translate over to the Naúka module, where they will begin their work today.
No, the crew log bag. Yes, the crew log bag. Sergey, this is Dmitry. We're translating towards MLM. Go up a little bit to me.
Когда дойдете до таки важного узла,
So when you get to the grapple fixture, wait for our go to proceed to MLM. Translate to MLM only on our go. Okay, we copy.
Again, we now see both cosmonauts, Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin, using the Strela 1, or the Russian crane, for translation to the Naúka module, or the MLM, the multi-purpose laboratory module.
I'm going to secure myself.
We're currently in a brief handover between satellites. We'll have views of the spacewalk back shortly. You're currently getting a live view inside the Russian mission control room in Koryov outside of Moscow, where they are handling today's EVA, or spacewalk. Again, this is a balcony view inside the Russian Mission Control Center in Koryov, Russia.
Ожидаем, у меня предложение немножко поговорить о нашем компьютере.
While we're standing by,
У второго.
Нет, так сведения.
inaudible.
По поводу наших действий. По циклограмме мы должны сначала демонтировать стяжки и раскрыть радиатор.
We are supposed to remove the tie rod
Винты фиксации 2, 3, 4,
according to
5.
the timeline and
По циклограмме пойдем или сначала проверим винты
install the
и
handle.
дальше будем демонтировать уже стяжки и раскрывать.
So you do have some choices here. So I'm
Особо разницы я не вижу.
waiting for your suggestions.
Можем и проверить.
While we wait on views to return, again, this is the balcony view inside the Russian Mission Control Center. We will still continue to hear the duo outside the International Space Station. They have translated to the MLM, or the Multipurpose Laboratory Module, or Naúka, and they will then translate over to the radiator where they will begin their work.
Okay.
А пока еще стоим.
So far we're standing by. Copy. Standing by.
Мы еще где-то в районе 5 минут будем ожидать, и происходит конфигурация двигателей для работы на ВКД.
We're still working on the thrusters. So we'll have to stand by for at least 5 minutes. Copy.
And we now have our first live views from the Heka cameras on the outside of the helmets of the cosmonauts. You're currently seeing a view of Cam 16, which belongs to cosmonaut commander Sergei Prokopyev. Again, Prokopyev is at the end of the Strela 1, and he has reached the Naúka module. He will continue to the radiator where he and Dmitry Petelin, currently in view, will begin their work on the radiator. First task is to deploy the radiator.
Переход на МЛМ. Да есть добро.
Разрешили переход.
Okay, translating now to MLM.
Фиксируешь.
Inaudible.
В районе Ирана летим.
If you're just joining us, you're seeing live views of Russian Spacewalk 58. On your screen, you see Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin outside of the multipurpose laboratory, where they have just translated. We are 22 minutes into an estimated 6-hour and 10-minute spacewalk today. The duo has since egress the hatch and the Poise module at 10:47 a.m. Central Time and have translated over to Naúka module. Once fully translated, the duo will be at the radiator previously installed on the April 19th Russian EVA, or Spacewalk 56.
Можно, давай попробуем так.
Okay, let's do it this way. This is fine.
Чтобы там не...
В прошлый раз у тебя получилось так пролезть под ним.
Last time you were able to get access this way. You can try again.
You're currently seeing a live view from a helmet cam on ISS Commander Sergei Prokopiev's helmet cam 16. Again, he is translating over to the radiator.
Maybe you can...
Once there, the duo will remove 2 remaining restraints of the multipurpose laboratory, or the Naúka module, The restraints on the radiator, once removed, will allow the duo to deploy the Naúka radiator. After the radiator is deployed, the duo will begin opening coolant fluid servicer connectors and begin to turn valves that will allow coolant into the hydraulic loops, integrating the coolant into the thermal control system of the Naúka module. As the coolant begins to fill and the duo is waiting, they will head over to the European robotic arm where they will install 2 gap spanners.
Так, ну все, я здесь, да, в принципе, довольно
All right, I'm here,
просто.
and it's more or less convenient and easy.
Получилось. Так, вот.
So I'm successful.
Получил доступ, получается, к второму.
So I have access here
Я так понимаю, это
to
первый.
number 2
Третий, второй.
and number 3, restraints, radiator restraints
Замки.
and locks.
Могу попробовать протянуть их.
Да, давай попробуем.
And maybe I can try to
Третий, четвертый проверяю.
rotate them.
Так, нет, третий у меня. Второй, четвертый, пятый, извините.
Первый, четвертый надо.
Okay. Next should be numbers 1 and 4.
Ой, второй, извиняюсь, первый, да, не считается. Второй, третий, четвертый, пятый.
Second, third, fourth, and fifth, actually. Not the first.
Пятый, надежно.
Okay, number 5 is secure.
Так, второй тоже.
Number 2
Затянут.
also
Пожалуйста, связь была неустойчивая.
secure. Okay, repeat please. We had intermittent comm.
Номер 2 затянут полностью.
Number 2 is tightened,
Без движения, да?
so you cannot move it anymore, correct?
Без движения, да?
Yes, that is correct. I can
И
confirm.
пятый тоже так же.
Может быть, 1 градус.
And number 4, maybe I can move another degree. Number 5 has been checked out. Number 4, I'm checking right now.
Принято, все болты у нас затянуты без движения.
Copy, so all the bolts have been tightened to a stop.
And we're currently in a brief handover between satellites. Again, you're getting a live view inside the Russian mission control room where today's EVA is being manned about a half a world away in Koryov outside of Moscow, Russia.
Now you can start removing radiator restraints number 2 and 3.
While we wait on views to return, we do still hear the cosmonauts who are outside of the Naúka module.
Да, с твоей стороны. Со стороны, где...
I should position myself this way.
Там у нас поручень, и у нас там гайки. Соответственно, надо снимать именно стяжки, вытягивая. Гайки это не штатно.
So
Со стороны якоря.
I have to be on the side of the foot restraint, correct?
Все, у нас картинка появилась.
Okay, now we have the video back.
Все, со стороны Сергея снимаем.
Да.
So from Sergey's side. That's where you should be working.
Надо просто какое-то время.
Okay, copy.
Да.
Все, приступаю тогда к снятию второй стяжки.
I'm removing restraint number 2 right
Now
now.
30 minutes. Now 30 minutes into today's spacewalk, the duo, and we currently see Sergei Prokopyev on our screen, will be removing 2 radiator restraints.
Зафиксировал стяжку.
I secured the restraint. Copy.
Дима, а с твоей, вот ты уже ушел, а с твоей стороны там какие гидроразъемы были?
So, which fluid connectors did you have on
Мы с
your
них
side?
будем начинать
Numbers
работу.
10 and
Может
11.
быть, наверное, зря ты перешел.
This is for Dmitry.
Сергей не справится со стяжками.
Maybe you shouldn't have translated this way. Maybe Sergey.
We're currently seeing our first view from helmet cam 18, helmet cam 22 of Dmitry Patelin.
Я ключами ее скрывал. Вылези.
So how did you break the torque? I used the wrench.
Again, the duo is currently in the process of removing 2 restraints on the radiator. Once removed, the 2 will install removable handles on the radiator to the deployment drive and then deploy the radiator. Again, the deploying of the radiator is the unfolding of the radiator to its full length.
Okay, so now I am at 90 degrees angle. Copy. Starting to tighten.
Так, фиксатор аналогично снят.
And I removed the restraint.
Узенькое место.
It's pretty tight in here.
Положение открыто.
So now position to open.
Так, ну у меня почти сошло.
I'm almost done here.
у меня вышло.
Mine is out.
Да?
Excellent. So restraint number 2 is out.
Номер 3 также демонтирован.
And number 3 is also out.
Теперь по очереди крыло бэк.
Copy.
Радиатор немножко у нас раскрылся.
Ну да, он поплыл прям как
Это обговаривали, это было ожидаемо.
So restraint
Механизмом мы будем его
now
распределять.
standing by for
If you're just joining us, we are 36 minutes into today's Russian Spacewalk 58. You currently have views on your screen of Dmitry Petelin and Sergei Prokopyev outside of Naúka module at the radiator, where they have released some restraints, which has allowed the radiator to start deploying. It's currently not fully deployed and will be, after removal of the final restraint, the duo will install temporary handrails that will allow them to fully deploy the radiator that you see on your screen right above or to the right of the cosmonauts.
Стяжки убраны, крылобэк.
restraints are stowed in crew-lock bags. Yes, that is correct.
We see ISS Commander and cosmonaut Sergei Prokopyev at the top of your screen. And right below him, you see flight engineer Dmitry Petelin, also of Roscosmos. You can tell the difference between the duo, between their Orlan's Russian spacesuit. Sergei Prokopyev is in the suit with the red stripe, while Dmitry Petelin is in the suit with the blue stripe.
So I need a red here to secure.
Again, the duo is currently at the radiator and they are removing the final 2 restraints on the radiator. Once removed, the duo will install temporary handrails onto the deployment drive of the radiator. After the installation of the handles, they will then go on to deploy or unfold the radiator to its full length. We see it has released slightly here, but it will go out completely once deployed.
Застраховал?
Okay, it is secured.
Отпустил.
Все, на мне.
I put the tether through a loop.
And both restraints have been removed. We currently see movement of the radiator. They are currently on to the next step in the process, and they will be installing a handle on the radiator deployment drive.
Устанавливаю ручку. Механизм.
Переводим после этого.
Okay, so this is the handle, the mechanism.
Дим, подожди, а ты перевел, пожалуйста? Не качай.
I secured it.
Принято.
Copy.
Нет, я его пока не трогал.
I didn't touch it yet. This is Dmitry.
Но свободный ход имею здесь.
But, actually,
Свободный ход имеется. У него
it moves freely.
давить на эту штуку.
I think it is in the lower position.
Это давай тогда медленными, аккуратными
Okay, could you please do it slowly,
медленно начинаем двигать рукоятку
one
и
step
смотреть, как
at
ведут
a
себя компенсаторы.
time,
Потому что если флажок
start
не переведен,
moving
то это будет на
the
закрытие.
handle and watch how the accumulators are behaving? Okay, so I will turn around here to take a better position.
Ну, вроде правильное движение.
I think the movement is correct, and the
Миллиметров по 5.
accumulators are moving a little bit. Yes, there is movement.
Один направление открыто,
One in the
второй
direction of
закрытого положения.
open.
Ну да, тут получается пару качков и потом
Yes, just
действительно он как компенсатор работает. и
two
потом дотягивает.
pumps, and the accumulator, it works as a
Тросики сами.
as a compensator, and the
Там снаружи видно, просто нам здесь
cords
не
are
видно.
adjusting themselves. But we cannot see from here whether it is deployed or not. Now we can see it is being deployed.
Усилие на ручке не появляется дополнительного.
And you don't have to apply an additional effort to the handle. No, it was all very
Вот так есть.
smooth.
Конечно, усилие заметно.
Yeah, of course, we can see that there is resistance there. We can feel it, but it's not much of a resistance. Copy.
And we just had views of the deployment of the radiator.
Уже подходим фактически к положению открыто.
Yes, actually, we are approaching to the position open.
Шарниры видно?
Sergey, and can you see the joints from where you are?
Вот и я уже сейчас.
Yes, and I am also watching it, and I can see it from my position as well.
Приторможу, да.
Now, yes, I will
Стало на замке.
I will put a kind of break here a little bit. Yes, so the radiator is deployed.
Подождем, пока успокоится.
Let's wait for it to become stabilized,
После этого
become stable.
поступило предложение ручку забрать.
Now,
Чтобы
the
она не
suggestion
последующих космонавтов за нее взяться.
is to retrieve the handle so that other EVA crews that will work in the future won't think that it is a railing that they can get hold of.
Берем ее обратно.
Okay, so we are retrieving the handle then. Yes.
Now, with the radiator fully deployed, the duo will then remove the temporary handle that was previously installed.
Yes, I'm holding it.
Камеру включить, там не включили.
Well, we should have switched on the GoPro camera. Actually, we didn't think about it.
Хорошая картинка.
Well, we were receiving a very good video, guys. So we saw everything. That's good.
Все забрал. Рукоятка внутри.
The handle is inside.
If you're just joining us, we are 47 minutes into the Russian spacewalk 58. Duos exited the Poise module and began their spacewalk at 10:47 a.m. Central Time, and then translated over to the Naúka module. After translation to Naúka module, they moved over to the radiator. They removed 2 restraints and then deployed the radiator.
I will take a video of the lectures here, so my glisser is on right now. Copy.
You're currently getting live views of the helmet cam of Sergei Prokopyev. After deployment of the radiator, the duo will translate to the Naúka coolant fluid servicer.
So, if you have a chance from the other side, also, could you please take a video from there? Yes, of course. And Sergey, you will go to translate to the servicer.
Не, можешь пока поснимать, Сергей пока переходит.
You know, Sergey will do the translation, and you, Dmitry, can take video in the meantime. Okay, I will also have to translate there. Yes, that's right. So when you go to the other side, you will take video from there as well. Yes.
Again, after a successful deployment of the radiator, meaning the completion to unfold the radiator to the full length, the duo will translate over to the coolant fluid servicer. We see Commander Sergei Prokopyev on the move. Dmitry Petelin will shortly follow. Again, they're on their way to the coolant fluid servicer. Once there, the duo will begin opening the connectors. Once the
near the valves KR1 and KR2, and also near the coolant servicer. So you will go to start opening the MLI flaps. Copy.
We currently see Sergei Prokopyev at the service module, at the coolant fluid servicer, and we see Dmitry Petelin translating over to the interface, where they both will begin to open the open valves for the coolant in the radiator to begin flowing.
So I will take video of the radiator from that side. Yes. Dmitry.
Принят один. Сергей, на глифер заснять исходное положение клапанов ручных.
Sergey, can you please take a video on your glisser camera of the initial configuration of the valves, KR1 and KR2, and after that you will proceed working with the valves. Okay, copy, will do.
We currently see the helmet cam of Sergei Prokopyev. We see him opening up the multi-layered insulation.
It is open on the coolant servicer. Copy. It is now in the closed position, this valve.
Сейчас тогда заснял его, да?
Did you take a video of picture of this valve? Yes, yes, the camera is working.
Тогда еще сейчас на краны КР1, КР2 посмотрим.
Copy. Now, so we will
уже у гидроразъема.
Look at the valve K1, K2, and you will have to work with the connectors GR1 and GR2. Copy. So this is the area of GR1 and GR2. The FT MLI flap is open. Can you see the marking, the labeling on these valves, which one is which? Yes, it is in white paint, very visible. Okay, so I am in the area of the fluid connectors 10 and 11, so where should I start? Start with number 11. Copy.
Все действия делаем по указанию.
And all actions should be done on the ground go only. Copy.
Я понял.
Клапан ручного КР на агрегате заправочном.
Okay, so KR manual valve on coolant fluid servicer.
Можно открывать?
Do you go to open it?
Сейчас, подожди.
Could you please stand by?
Снимаем контровку с клапана КР на агрегате заправочном.
Sergey, could you please remove the locking wire on the KR manual valve?
Сначала начинаем работу с агрегата заправочного.
Copy. Yeah, so you will start working with the coolant fluid servicer area. All right. So I will position myself in the area of the...
If you're just joining us, we're 56 minutes into Russian Spacewalk 58. You're currently seeing live helmet cam views from Sergei Prokopyev, or EV1, with helmet cam number 16. The duo have completed some important tasks on their list for today. They exited the hatch and began their spacewalk today at 10:47 a.m. Central Time, and then began translation to the Naúka module, where they began and completed the deployment of the radiator. We currently see the duo at the coolant fluid servicer, where they will begin to open manual valves and begin to release the fluid reservoir for coolant to flow into the radiator.
Now regarding the manual valve, guys, the manual valve on the servicer is in the position closed. Could you please confirm that, guys? Yes, I confirm there is position. This valve is in the position closed. What about KR1 and KR2? They are in the position open, correct? Yes, they are in the position open, 1 and 2. Copy. The fluid connectors, they are still in the position closed from the previous EVA. You did not touch them, correct? Yes, we confirm.
Приступаем к нашему шагу 15.
You are go to step 15. Open KR manual valve on coolant fluid servicer, and now you'll go to open it, to put it in the position open. Copy. I'm opening the KR manual valve of coolant servicer.
We currently have views of Sergei Prokopyev turning and opening the first manual valve.
Copy. KR manual valve in the position open right now. Yes, I confirm. It is the KR valve on the servicer. Copy. Thank you. And now, Dmitry, you can start fluid connector number, start opening fluid connector number 11. Yes, I can see the indication on the MLI flap, and now I'm moving it towards the arrow. Okay. So now I'm rotating it as per the arrow indication. I am opening. Yes. Now it is moving. I'm opening, moving it to the full stop, hard stop. It is about 9 rotations, Dmitry. Okay, 9 turns. Copy. Yes, it's a lot of turns.
After Sergei Prokopyev opened the manual valve of the coolant fluid servicer, Dmitry Petelin got the go-ahead to begin working with the fluid connectors.
It is fully open number 11, fluid connector. Copy. Dmitry.
Теперь мы наблюдаем
Now,
за клапанами ручными,
please
за
monitor
гидроразъемом
the
и на радиатор. Мы посмотрим,
manual
ожидаем в течение 5
valve.
минут, пока у нас идет заправка.
And also the fluid connectors and the servicer itself, and just monitor. Okay, copy.
Пока все сухо.
Everything seems to be dry. Okay, copy.
Ну да, ничего пока не разлетает.
Nothing is coming out. As we can see here, everything seems to be fine. The radiator is dry. Nothing is leaking.
Стык УСП сухой.
The edge on USA
Спасибо за доклад. Ожидаем еще 4
is
минуты.
dry. Okay, thank you so much. Now stand by for 4 minutes more.
As you just heard, the manual valves and the coolant fluid servicer, as well as the fluid connectors, are open, and there seems to be no leaks. The duo is standing by for a few more minutes to make sure that that is continual.
Задержка еще 2 минуты.
Now we have to wait and monitor for 2 more minutes. Copy. We are tracking no issues here. Copy, Sergey.
If you're just joining us, we're 1 hour and 5 minutes into Russian EVA or Spacewalk 58. We have Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin of Roscosmos outside of the Naúka module, where the duo have deployed the radiator, meaning it has been fully unfolded, and they have began and completed the opening of manual valves on the coolant fluid servicer, and they are currently standing by watching to make sure there is no leaks or any problems with the deployment or the fluid flowing through the radiator.
Дмитрий, как слышно?
Sergey, Dmitry, this is Moscow. How do you copy?
Слышим хорошо.
We copy loud and clear.
Замечаний
У
нет.
нас
No issues
Прошло 5 минут.
at all. So 5 minutes have passed.
Как по циклограмме это? Мы смотрим на
Please report
клапанарочные,
the status of the car manual valves on the servicer.
какие у нас, какое состояние.
So what is the status of this manual valve?
Клапана сухие,
The valves are dry.
никаких подтеков
Нет,
No
принято. Это клапана
leaks
КР
at
и
all.
КР1, КР2
So
тоже.
you mean KR valve and also KR1 and KR2, correct?
КР1, КР2.
Yes. 1 and 2 actually KR valves
Спасибо.
only. That's what I see
Теперь
now.
по поводу стыка.
Thank you. And the same actually goes for the KR manual valve on this servicer. Now let us look at the edge here at the interface. The interface is also dry, no leaks at all,
Загрязнение,
no contamination,
все хорошо.
no leaks. Everything is nominal.
Подтверждаю.
I confirm that.
You're currently seeing a live helmet cam view from Sergei Prokopiev, where he is corresponding with MCC Mission Control Moscow. He's reporting no leaks and no appearance of coolant on the outside of the radiator
Fluid connector, which is number
or
10
the fluid connectors.
in the nomenclature. Okay, now I have to translate to number 10 connector first.
Сейчас мысли возникают насчет установки фала.
So what about the tether
Необходимости установки
installation?
Евро-7 и в целом перехода на систему смешанную.
It's regarding the transition to the system unintelligible.
В чем вопрос?
What is the question, Moscow?
Вопрос в том, что мы, помните, обсуждали,
You
надо ли ставить нам будет съемный поручень Евро-7.
We were discussing whether you will install the gap spanner on ERA number 7, or
Я нашел место фиксации.
maybe you will be able to
В принципе,
get
мне кажется, можно и так дотянуться.
to reach out without it.
Особо
You know, I'm
ни к чему.
looking at
А вот смешанный
this area right now.
наверное, нужен будет с лебедкой.
Well, maybe I will be able to reach without this gap spanner. Well, you know, maybe I will have to use the drill because it's
Да.
a long gap.
Будем пробовать
Here.
тогда без установки съемного
Okay, so let us try to
на смешанном протоколе.
do it without the installation of the gap spanner and do the integrated protocol. Yes, so are you in the area of the fluid connector number 10? Yes. Okay, we give you a go to start opening it.
Так, сразу здесь с 10-го начинаем, да?
So we are starting with number 10
Продолжаем
connector.
10-й,
Yes,
да.
that's correct.
Хорошо.
Sounds good.
Местечко получше. Итак, вращаю.
I'm rotating the
Кран номер 10.
valve number 10.
Положение открыто.
So I'm shifting it to the position open.
And as you just heard, Dmitry Patelin is turning the fluid connector valve number 10 to an open position. They had a successful first deployment of valve number 11, and they have moved on to the next.
положение открыто полностью.
It is in the open position, fully open.
Принято.
Copy.
Ожидаем 5 минут.
Stand by for 5 minutes.
Ожидаем.
Standing by.
При этом смотрим за клапанами
And
ручными.
make sure that you're monitoring the manual valves
УСА и УСП.
and
Да, принято.
inaudible copy all. Yes, we'll keep monitoring.
Без изменений.
No changes.
Да, стык также без замечаний.
Принято.
And no issues to report as well.
Еще 4
Copy.
минуты.
4 minutes remaining.
Хорошо.
Copy.
Again, after the manual opening of the fluid connector valve, the duo is standing by to make sure that there's no signs of leakage. And we're currently in a brief handover between TDRS satellites. We'll have views of the spacewalk back with us shortly. You're currently seeing a balcony view of the Russian Mission Control Center in Koryov, Moscow. Koryov, outside of Moscow, Russia. This is where the Russian spacewalk is being controlled today.
Please stand by for 1 more minute.
Одна минута.
And we're back at US. Copy. 1 minute.
Now with views back of the spacewalk, again, the duo are standing by waiting to make sure that there's no leak from the previously opened valve. We're currently seeing a live view of helmet cam number 22 of Dmitry Patelin.
Минут ожидания выдержки у нас закончилась. Просьба
Dwell time is up.
доложить о состоянии клапанов ручных и гидроразъема.
I'm ready to copy your report on the status of the manual valves and the connectors, fluid connectors.
Стык. Докладываю по стыку. Стык.
For the interface, the active passive interface of this drive, there is no pod,
Также в порядке.
and the radiator is in nominal condition. Regarding the fluid servicer valves, valves 1 and 2, the same. Thank you, copy. You're going to close MLI flaps. I see that you have already closed those flaps on the USA, the active attachment system, and you're going to close flaps on the coolant fluid servicer copy. It is closed copy. Go ahead and close R1 and 2 manual valves copy, and they will be in the closed position. No, don't operate the actual manual valves. Close the MLI flaps. MLI flaps are now closed. Thank you. Now, regarding the timeline, the irritator should be installed on the intersector number 2 instead of number 1. And Sergey, this one is next to you. Number 2 is next to you, near your feet. This is to avoid translation for you. And when you're done, you can go ahead and translate towards Sergey, Dmitry. That was for you. Copy all and work.
After waiting the appropriate amount of time, at the second manual valve that was turned to open position, there was no leaks found, and there was no leaks found in the reported nominal for the coolant fluid servicer connector. And with a good configuration there, they will move on and translate to the European robotic arm, where they will install 2 gap spanners.
I'm going to have to untether it. And I'm going to start helping you install the wheel. Am I going to start translation?
Сергей, ты хочешь перейти на смешанный?
Sergey, inaudible. That one is closer. Yes, it is closer.
Нет, крылок бэк не будет мешаться.
Copy. Are you sure that крылок back won't be in the way? That it will be. Are you sure it won't be stuck against zero? No, it shouldn't.
Переходить на смешанный протокол страховки.
All right, so now you're going to switch to the mixed safety tether protocol. The large should be attached to the MLM handrail. Check its lock. Then, actually, Sergey, first you should drop the hook on yourself. Attach it on yourself. This one is small, so let me lock it. Large hook is locked. It is attached to 4132. It is being locked currently. Make sure that the black lines are aligned on the they are aligned, and also it is currently in the locked position. And the same for small hook. Black lines are aligned. Okay, black on black, copy, and we see that and confirm. And now you have to tether your short tether.
Currently, with a helmet cam view from Dmitry Patelin, the duo has translated to the European robotic arm.
Так, все, я на смешанной системе.
I have switched to
И смотрите, я еще раз напомню по
a
поводу
mixed
ERA,
safety protocol.
что на ней
Copy.
находятся стеклянные
Now regarding ERA,
элементы, которые уже наблюдали.
it
Это
has
отражатели солнечные у нас,
certain elements made of glass.
солнечные
You've seen
рефлекторы,
them.
и,
These are
соответственно,
reflectors, sun reflectors.
касание их надо избегать.
Make sure you avoid contact with them.
С этими водными давайте переходить к поручню номер 5.
So these are your initial conditions, and now your goal to translate towards handrail number 5. Copy all.
Так, я в районе пятого поручня.
I'm next to handrail number 5 now.
Так, беру один карабин фалос оттягиваем.
And now I'm going to retrieve one of the hooks of the adjustable equipment tether.
И фиксирую за пятый поручень. Здесь у нее есть...
And I'm going to drop the hook on handrail number 5. It has the
За кольцо.
circle elements here, the rings and the actual handrail. So what should I use for tethering? You're going to use the loop on the handrail.
Тот, к которому будет вытягиваться лямка.
Also, make sure that you're dropping your hook in the same direction that the strap would go. So make sure that the strap is going to be tensioned in the same direction.
Посмотрим, какой из них.
We'll see which one is which.
If you're just joining us, we're 1 hour and 26 minutes into Russian Spacewalk 58. We're currently seeing live views from the helmet cam of ISS Commander and Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Prokopyev as he is at the European robotic arm outside of the International Space Station.
Under the bungee, and it's not budging.
Accompanied by Dmitry Patelin, also of Roscosmos, the duo are at the European robotic arm to install 2 gap spanners. Again, these are handheld handrails, allowing easier translation and movement for future spacewalkers.
Dmitry, how far are you? Do you need my help? Yes, I'm gonna need some help.
The duo have completed multiple tasks today. They started out by exiting the hatch on the POIS module at 10:47 a.m. Central Time and began translating over to the Naúka module, where the duo removed two restraints from the radiator, then deployed the radiator, and they successfully then moved on to turning manual valves on the coolant fluid servicer. They found no leaks and moved on, and they are now where you see them at the European robotic arm, where they will be again installing 2 gap spanners.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to swap the hooks. Well, both hooks are currently attached to the same handrail, number 5. Copy. And now, there's a camera there, please be careful. Copy. So now let's see if the length of this tether is sufficient. I guess the adjustable equipment tether could be attached to the ERA handrail. Please repeat your last. The adjustable equipment tether can be dropped on an ERA handrail, right, to lift it up. Yes, a year ago, but the ERA specialists are saying that you are allowed to drop the hooks on the ERA handrail loops only. Otherwise, you're gonna damage the coating. I'm now moving along to handrail 2. Its length is not sufficient as it is now. I'm now next to handrail number 2, and I'm going to drop the hook on the tether loop, on the handrail loop. The hook is now locked. Copy, and also make sure you do hook swap for handrail number 5 as well. Copy that. Hook swap complete. And I'm now going to remove the slack. Copy.
Проволочный фиксатор окажется
So the wire tie will be attached on the side of handrail number 2.
Нет никаких проблем. Я думаю,
No problem at all.
тебе удобнее было бы подвязывать, чтобы меньше
I assume it would be 5, just out of convenience. It would be more convenient to attach it.
подвязываю за карабин.
Yes, it is actually tied to the hook. Yes, your goal to do that. Copy.
We're currently 1 hour and 33 minutes into today's Russian Spacewalk 58. You're currently seeing live views from the helmet cam of Sergei Prokopyev. You see him at the European robotic arm installing a gap spanner. He's currently has the gap spanner attached and is now securing it with wire ties. The European robotic arm, which launched July of 2021, attached to the Naúka module, will be used to move payloads and equipment outside the Russian segment of the station, joining the Canadian-built Canadarm2 robotic arm and the Japanese arm already supporting station maintenance, operations, and research.
When you'll switch to the regular to the protocol, please make sure that you take photographs. Sure, will do. This activity took about 16 minutes. So for the next timeline, you're going to move to the module, and then you will operate this particular tether. You'll do the tether ops later. Inaudible.
We are currently in between satellites and have lost views currently of the spacewalk happening outside the International Space Station. You're currently seeing live views inside the Russian Mission Control Center in Koryov outside the city of Moscow, Russia.
Did you copy the timeline update?
Да, принято. Сейчас готовимся переходить на...
Copy all? We're getting ready to translate towards the node module. Copy. Also, we're coming up on the KU band AUS.
As we wait for views to return, we can recap a little of what's happened so far today. The duo of Sergei Prokopyev and Dmitry Petelin headed outside of the POISE module to begin their spacewalk today at 10:47 a.m. Central Time, and they then moved or translated over to the Naúka module, where they removed 2 restraints from the radiator that was previously installed on Russian Spacewalk 56 on April 19th. They then deployed the radiator. After a successful deployment, the duo opened manual valves on the coolant fluid servicer, and then made sure there was no leaks. Upon making sure there was no leaks, the duo then headed over to the European robotic arm, where we just left them. And then the duo installed gap spanners, and as the name suggests, the gap spanners are handheld handrail attached to 2 handrails that are a further distance than needed. This gap spanner will allow for future spacewalkers to have an easier time translating.
You can drop it there. Copy. wheel is now released from the handrail. I'm switching to the Russian safety tether protocol.
Начинаем передвижение в сторону.
I'll start translating towards the node module. Your goal. Your goal to start translating to the circular handrails of the pressure adapter, and then you're going to translate through carrier to plane 3 of the pressure adapter, and once you are there, you'll translate to the pressure adapter window, and then from then on you'll translate towards the node module. And also a reminder that there will be thrusters on your translation path. Make sure that you avoid contact.
Да, хорошо.
Copy.
Соответственно, видеокартинки у нас в этот момент не будет, поэтому просьба будет
And also, we won't be getting a video at that time, so please make sure that you provide us with status reports on the handrail surface condition. Copy.
Хорошо.
All right.
Так, я вышел на круговые поручни.
I'm not translating to the circular handrails. Actually, I'm at the circular handrails. Handrail number 58 here. Copy.
Обошел двигатели около круговых поручней.
And I have rounded along the circular handrails. And let me see what's best. And what's the status of the handrails?
Тут есть черная поручень.
Well, there is a black handrail, 4563, 4400, they're black. But 6565 is golden in color. And the state seems to be okay. Well, do they have any patina or anything on them? It's hard to tell.
After a successful installation of 2 gap spanners on the European robotic arm, we currently see Sergei Prokopiev, who will be removing a handrail, as Dmitry Petelin is translating back over to the Naúka radiator.
You, after all this time, since you're gone, knew I'd be craving your love all my life. Since you're gone, knew I'd be craving your love all my life, all my life. Oh, I missed you all my life. I was holding on to you, oh, 'cause I know what we had was true. 'Cause since you're gone, you'd not be craving love all my life. Since you're gone, you'd not be craving love all my life, all my life. I missed you all my life. All my
Radio Swiss Pop. Music. Pure.
And it's so hard to say goodbye. Don't know what to do. Passing the days without you. Friday night when I see you again, you make a fool out of me. I don't wanna be your lover for the weekend.
One day you'll get there. There's always a way to go. Even if you're going nowhere, one day you'll get there. One day the smoke will clear. Somewhere on a parking lot, and everything you'll hear, it'll be all so clear. Your luck will find you wherever you may choose to roam. Suddenly it smells like home. Your luck will find you. One day you'll know who you are. One day you'll know where you belong. Don't have to go too far. One day you'll know who you are. Your luck will find you. You'll be waiting for the bus, and then we'll change to us. Your luck will find you. One day through an open door, greeted by the smell of home. Wherever you may choose to roam, there's always another door. Your luck will find you somewhere at a kitchen table,